The time we've spent together, you've managed to bring out an even better version of myself, one I wasn't even sure existed. Helped me mature from a boy's boy to the type of man I hope you'd be proud to have, not just in your life, but in V's too. Want to make me feel something serious for the first time in my life.
I am here for Lauren having her waiting to exhale moment and burning everything to the ground. I'm here for that. And Ridge has really grown and is really become the best version of himself, and to have him acknowledge this and speak so positively and articulately about his relationship, oh my god, this is why I was saying Jade could actually help Ridge become the best version of himself, and to have him acknowledge that, I love that for him. And to have even his friend acknowledge that Ridge is a changed man, oh my god, I'm here for that. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, share, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, Season 11, Episode 35. Oh, it's hard to believe that, this season is coming to an end. Oh, I'm so sad. Anyway, so you have Ridge and Jade, they are sort of saying goodbye. But before they say goodbye, they sort of reminisce on, the last dinner party and their wedding. They get to watch their wedding over. And it's cute to see how much they've grown. It's cute to see how much Ridge has actually matured and has come into his own, because at the start it was very cringy. You were very anxious about what is he going to say or what is he going to do that's going to make you want to curl into a ball. So to see his level of maturity and to see him have enough self-awareness to say, I have grown as a person. I had to grow fast in my profession because you have to be mature. And so to see how that has all evolved and to make him the man that he is, I think has been surprising for him and has been a great revelation. I am truly, truly surprised that Ridge was one of the people to come out this way of the experiment, because I expected him to just be goofy and silly and just be a nightmare. And so to see his evolution and to see his growth and to see his maturity when he talks about his relationship and his connection with his wife is amazing. Jade is an emotional soul. Jade is an emotional soul. She was crying when she was watching a video for their wedding, and her talking about, I hope I'm standing in front of my soulmate. And so to see at least one couple appear to be genuinely having feelings for one another is amazing. One thing I can say about Jade and Ridge is they've always been about Jade and Ridge and V and nobody else. They haven't tried to involve themselves in other people's business. When they've been asked to comment, they've made their comment and they've taken a step back and they've gone back to their couple, which I found amazing. So the idea that, they would be at this place, you can't knock them because they've gone in and they've worked on what they came in for. They've ignored all the noises and they've just focused on the two of them. So I'm so excited and I hope they say yes. You had Jade talking about, I'm going to be very sad on my flight back home. And Ridge is already talking about looking for a job close to where, Jade will be. So that will be amazing. I can't wait to see how they sort of develop and grow their relationship. So you have Lauren and Jono. They are sort of in separate apartments, sort of getting ready to leave the Sky Suites. And they show them their wedding. And for me, that wedding was always chaotic because Lauren seemed to be all over the place. And for Jono to say, I can't wait to leave this shite show, it's like, please sit down and keep quiet. Please sit down and keep quiet. This is why at times they say never trust a quiet person, because Jono came across as very humble, as very quiet, as non-confrontational, and now you can see his true colors. And my warning to Ellie is, how you get them is how you lose them. The fact that she got him from someone else, whether or not he was in a romantic connection, the way they started was wrong. I know online there are pictures of Ellie and Jono out and about, her inner scrubs and stuff. And it's like, Jono is actually a villain just as bad as Jack. The only thing is he was able to sort of keep his bad side under wraps until he was caught out for sort of flirting with somebody else's wife. So had Lauren kept quiet, then Tori wouldn't have come out with the truth. But because Tori was trying to get back at Lauren, this is how the truth came out. And for Jono not to have self-awareness enough to know that he is the one at fault. He is the one at fault. He is the one who cheated. I think Lauren is more upset whether or not she was romantically attracted to this man. What is upsetting her is when he came to her homestay, she opened up and allowed the intimacy to restart. And so for her to be intimate with him, only for him to have been sort of chatting with Ellie, I think this is why Lauren feels some type of way. I think if it was the fact that, he was chatting with Ellie and it was just nothing, just friendship vibes, then she wouldn't be upset. I think the fact that she thought they were on a romantic path and they were back to where they started from when they were physically intimate right after their wedding, I think this is why she's upset. And for Jono not to see this, I don't get it. For him to say, I can't wait to leave, I want to go, and it's like, okay, go to Ellie and we'll see how long that lasts. That is going to end in tears. Because for Ellie to sit there and watch him speak to Lauren the way he did, or watch him sort of sit back and watch another man drag her the way, Jono did when Jack was dragging Lauren. I don't know why Ellie feels like, she's won the prize. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I don't get why no one has pulled Jono aside to say, you are wrong, you need to apologize. Regardless of whether you have any romantic feelings for Lauren or not, you should still have been man enough to sort of come to her and tell her that, sadly, I don't feel you that way and I'm ready to move on. I found someone I like, and so I'm so sorry it's going to hurt you, but I think we're done. But the fact that he kept her, there dangling, and then he had the audacity to say, oh, Ellie's not my type. She's not your type, but you're kissing her all over the place. Make that make sense? I feel like Ellie's driving that relationship. That's just my opinion. I feel like Ellie's driving Jono and her. I think she's the one who's trying to set a narrative for the two of them. And I think this is why he came back and he said, no, she's not responsible, for starting the messages. I'm the one who started. I think all that is because he's being told what to do. And just like he was being run by Lauren, Ellie's doing the same. But hey, we'll wait and see what happens. Tori and Jack, what can I say? Well, they're sort of talking about their connection and the fact that they've had to struggle to fight off all the other couples. They feel like, they had to unite in order to stand sort of against everybody else. It was sort of like an us versus them. And I think this is why they have their bond or their connection. I don't think it's because they really like the person they're matched with romantically. I know people have been posting online saying, oh, maybe Jack was portrayed the wrong way. I don't buy it. Jack was portrayed as who he is. The way he behaved is who he is, because he would have revamped his character, or he should have tried to apologize or say something to sort of make people question. But the way he came across, I have a feeling that's the man that he is. He was talking to Tori, they were packing their bags and they're sort of looking at their journey in the experiment and where they are now and sort of trying to understand how they've got to where they are. And so for me, I don't know. I'm not buying it. I think they were two people. Well, you have Tori saying she was infatuated with Jack, but Jack, I don't think, ever developed any feelings for Tori. I think the two of them had a conversation and agreed that they would continue in the experiment so that they could get as much publicity as they could. If it means them staying married so that they can get even more publicity, I think they would have done it. Because nothing about them as a couple has shown me that these are two people who care about one another, who empathize with one another, who have each other's best interests at heart. It has been them trying to be top of the food chain, but I don't think it was because they were romantically attracted to their partner and they were fighting for their relationship. I think they were fighting to come out on top. Not because, oh, this is my person, I can't live without them, I can't do anything. No, it's because they wanted to be the number one couple. They wanted to come out on top. So this is why they fought everybody, so that they could be seen as the most successful couple, in my opinion. I don't know. So you have, Tori stay behind and Jack goes home. And he's sort of saying, oh, Tori's going to struggle because she's become codependent, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I'm not buying it. I really am not. I really want to look for something nice to say about the two of them. But all I can say is if they say yes on recommitment ceremony, I'll be surprised. I will. I think it will be more for money than anything else. I don't think it will be because they are romantically attracted to one another. So we have Jade and Rage. Rage goes home and he meets up with his friend. And you can see that he's a changed man. Yes, the producers are still looking for his naughty bits when he's doing some of his foolishness. But the fact that he was able to bring one of his more mature friends and actually have a mature conversation and have his friend realize that Ridge is a changed man from the man that they saw at the wedding, to realize that he is in love and he's a better version of himself. He is more mature. He's dressing differently, according to the friend. And so this was sweet. And to hear Ridge continue to talk about his connection and his relationship and continue to say positive things about Jade was amazing. It really was amazing, because it gives you hope that at least I root for love. So to have one couple at least come out and still be in love, that's what all I want. So to see Ridge's friend acknowledge that Ridge is a changed man and is a better version of himself, he's more mature. Oh my God, I couldn't want for more for him. So I can't wait to see what he'll say during their final vows. You have Jade sit down with her mom and have a conversation. And her mother, obviously your mother is always going to worry. Her mother's worried that she doesn't want, Jade to sort of say yes, and then it turns out Ridge is not yet prepared to be in a family. But he has said he's lived it, he's seen it, and he knows what can come out of it, and he seems to be really willing to put in the work. So I don't know why her mother doubts him, or maybe it's the producers that are sort of choosing to only air the clips of where Jade's mom showed concern and not where she spoke positively. I hope Jade gives him a chance. I'm happy she told her mom that, we can't say he's ready or he's not ready without giving it a try. All we can do is give it a try, and if it works out, amazing. If it doesn't work out, well, at least we tried. So I hope they both say yes, and I hope they continue on their journey. I think they're still together, because I saw them on the clip with Lauren and Jaden. They seemed to be sat next to one another, although Jade's hair is lighter now, so it could be her, but I think it's definitely her. Oh my God, could I love Ridge and Jade more? Could I love them more? So they do meet for their final vows, and you could tell Ridge is smitten. Ridge is head over heels in love with Jade, even though he hasn't said so. Because, his words, the maturity in his speech, the fact that he took out all his crazy comments that he normally makes. And so for him to stand there and sort of affirm how he feels about her, talk about how her friend said, Jade needed someone who was obsessed with her, and he is obsessed with her. He spoke about her daughter. He spoke about his relationship eloquently and articulately. Oh my God, I loved it. This is what Jade needs. And the fact that he was also able to recognize that she hasn't changed him, but she's helped him refine himself into the best version of himself. So a version he never knew existed was amazing. Oh my God, I loved it. I loved everything about his vows. Jade, the fact that she started off by listing what she didn't like about him at the start of of their wedding, of their marriage, and what she struggled with, and you could see his face fall, because I think he thought she was going to say no, and then for her to turn it round and sort of tell him how much she really likes him, and how he's been able to sort of bond with her daughter. And so that was amazing, because I remember when Jade introduced Ridge to her daughter, we all were surprised and said, oh, this is too soon. But maybe their relationship or their connection was way stronger than the producers actually showed us. And so it was cute to see, and cute for her to recognize that this is who he is. He's going to make some inappropriate remarks, but at the end of the day, he's someone who loves her, someone who loves her daughter, and who will do anything and everything. And the fact that he told her he had a plan, like, in 3 months I'm coming down, which more or less makes me feel like when he went home, he went in and he handed his resignation and said, I'm done, I'm moving, closer to my girl. And so that was sweet. And for him to sort of make sure that she understands that he's willing to give up a lot of things, his job, the only town he's ever called home, his family, his friends, to come and be with her. If nothing else, I hope this speaks volume, and I really hope they work. I really like them as a couple, and I like how they complement one another, and they're open to who the other person is, and are willing to accept their partner as they come and not want to change them. Oh, I love that about them. I really love that. So you have Jono and Lauren. Jono is busy talking about the fact that, Lauren threw me under the bus. I did nothing wrong. It's like a parrot. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. Well, if you did nothing wrong, why didn't you give your phone to the producers and tell them, show all my text messages and let everybody know that I did nothing wrong? I don't get it. And so he meets up with Lauren, doesn't even greet her, and then goes on to talk about the fact that he feels like, Lauren really wasn't feeling him. She promised to respect him and to be kind, and yet she went against that. She called him robotic. And it's like, you're still robotic, buddy. You're still robotic. So that's nothing new. And so for him to feel aggrieved by the fact that, oh, she tried to turn my text messages into something that they were not. We all heard the text messages. Well, we didn't sort of hear them, but we heard his sort of rationalization of why he was sending over 100 messages back and forth with Ellie. That doesn't make sense. And the producers are messy. For them to show clips of Jono and Ellie flirting in dinner parties and Jono defending Ellie in dinner parties against Ben. I remember at the time Ellie suddenly, developed a backbone and started telling off Ben. And I said, someone is coaching Ellie. I don't think this is all Ellie. And I think the same thing happened with Jono. I think Ellie and Jono sat down and wrote Jono's final vows and wrote everything they wanted Jono to tell, Lauren, not realizing that Lauren was going to come prepared. Had he been nice to her, I don't think she would have embarrassed him. The fact that she said it was your fault, you tried to turn your wrongdoings into blaming me and saying I'm responsible for that. I'm not responsible for your mess. You were texting another bride. That's your responsibility. You should have taken accountability. You should have apologized. He looked like he wanted to cry. He looked like he wanted to cry because I don't think he was prepared. I don't think he was prepared for this. So it came out of left field and he didn't have a response ready. Sadly, the boss hadn't given him any sort of comebacks just in case Lauren didn't sort of take whatever they were going to say to her. I think they were expecting Lauren to cry and to just walk away and sort of look like the bad guy. They didn't realize that, well, how your relationship started is not doing you any favors. And for him at the end to say, oh, I'm happy this is over. I can't wait. I'll take a little bit of time to myself and then I'll start looking. And it's like, you're not going to start looking. You've already got your person waiting in the wings. Just tell us. You're just waiting until, you finish filming and you're out of your contract and then you're going to move on to Ellie. And I can't wait for the reunion because I want to hear the justification of why Ellie and Jono did what they did. And I'm here for Lauren. She felt vindicated. She was happy. She was at peace. She felt like she got everything off her chest that she needed to say. Even the producers asked her, are you okay? And she went, yeah, I'm happy because I've said everything I needed to say to this man. So I can go on in peace and, live my best life. For him to be judgmental and say, oh, I don't think Lauren will ever find a person. How do you know? How do you know? She's actually going to find her person while you and Ellie are struggling, because the way Ellie found you is the way somebody else is going to find you and take you away from Ellie. So we can't wait. Watch this space. It's a pity I don't do gossip sort of reviews after the shows, but I might do it just for the sake of it. To say I'm confused would be to say I'm naive or I haven't been watching Tori and Jack all season. Having watched them all season and watched, the mess that is the toxicity and their relationship, I'm not surprised with what took place because you had Tori go home and meet up with her mom. Jack, as usual, met with a client. And it's like, does he have any family members? I remember seeing a video where they were saying, oh, he doesn't talk to his family and stuff. And it's like, but he should have friends though. You should seriously have friends. I know his client said, you recently moved from Victoria. And it's like, still, he should have somebody else outside of his clients. What, is he giving his clients a discount then to say, if you come and sort of be on the show with me, I'll give you a discount for so many lessons or what? Make it make sense? It wasn't mapping out. And the fact that he made it seem like Tori is forcing herself on him and she's the one who really wants him and he is not that into her. I didn't get that. I really didn't get that, and I didn't like that. I thought that was very distasteful. I felt it was very distasteful. And so I don't get it. And also, Tori's mom, oh my God, with her mom with her mom keeping quiet about her opinion doesn't make sense to me. I know her mom really liked Jack at the wedding, but the fact that she couldn't even say to her daughter, when her daughter kept listing out all the times, Jack had back and forth with people, instead of her saying, well, don't you think you need to question it? Because if everybody else is complaining about your partner or is saying something negative, maybe there's something that you're missing out. Maybe you need to take a moment and actually ask, what am I missing out? What am I not seeing in this relationship? And Tori's gone home, we've really fought against all odds to stay together. We've fought other people that have tried to destroy us, and we are stronger. And it's like, seriously, there should be more to your relationship than that. If Ridge, of all people, could say something articulate about his connection and his relationship with his partner, I don't get why Tori and Jack couldn't come up with anything. And the fact that Tori is busy telling her mom, well, I want to move to Gold Coast, and he would move to Melbourne if he, at the drop of a hat. And he's busy telling his client, no, I don't want to move. I've just recently come to the Gold Coast and I'm not prepared to move from the Gold Coast. And it's like, so what is he telling Tori? Is Tori hallucinating and coming up with ideas of what her relationship is? Or is Jack actually telling her that this is where we are, this is what I want from you, and this is how we're going to get it? I don't get it. And so I don't know. I think people were saying that they're still together. And if they're still together, I think it's because of the money. I think because they've realized that they would be more bang for their money by staying as a couple than they would sort of separating, because it doesn't make sense why, given everything that Jack has said. Or maybe when she sees herself on TV and sees how much of an idiot she came across as, maybe she'll change her mind and then she'll, do something better with herself, or find somebody who will treat her better and love her better. Because Jack was saying, she said, if this fails, then I'll never fall in love again. And it's like, oh, please. If that's your expectation of what a relationship looks like, then you still have a lot of learning and growing to do. But anyway, I can't wait for tomorrow to hear what they say. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 34. Bye guys.